We got amber lights.
Yeah, this is better. I can get at it.
We have 3 more lights to install.
Well, it's a little bit of snow.
Just holding a crane on the roof. This is a first. I've never done this before.
Yeah, kind of crazy.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Last week you saw us install our roof rack. That was a massive project, but now that it's done, we have a lot of other things to do with that roof rack. You just saw us install our RRR linear 48 light bar. This is our main light bar that goes on the front of the roof rack. It is 18,000 lumens. That is by far the brightest light we have on this truck.
It's a lot of lumens.
It's a ton of lumens.
That was actually a really easy install with the light bar because we pre-drilled the holes while the rack was down here, and then we just had to screw it in place. Good to go. The next thing though, testing the truck bed crane that will lift the tire on and off of the roof rack. This is a 240-pound tire. It's about what we got when we weighed it on the scale. So it's heavy. So we needed a really strong crane. That's rated for up to 1,000 pounds, so no issue there. We haven't actually operated the crane yet, so we have to test it out and just get used to bringing the tire up and bringing it down. Part of it. What are you doing?
Just holding a crane on the roof.
Oh, okay, don't drop it on my head.
It's really heavy. Well, okay. Objectively, it's not that heavy. It's just heavy for me in this position.
It's awkward too.
It is. It's such a weird shape.
All right, I'm heading up there.
Okay.
I know, but it's just easier to drop the bolt through because they're lined up correctly.
Lined up perfect.
This is going to be the way to get the tire on and off the roof. I think it's called the truck bed crane. So we haven't tested it yet, and that's why we're here. We're also using, what is the other thing called in conjunction?
Oh, a hoist.
Oh, hoist. There's the hoist. So the crane can basically move the arm left and right, and it can go up and down a bit, but that thing's going to be, what, 8, 9 feet off the ground? Not quite. The tire's like 7, 8 feet off the ground, so we need a way to get it down. So this is going to go on the end of the crane, and that will lower it to the ground.
Otherwise, when we get a flat tire, we would be stuck with our spare up on the roof and no way to get it down and no way to get the old tire back up on the roof so that we can drive away. So what's supposed to happen, the crane will go over, pick up the tire. It can raise, it has a hydraulic lift on it, so you can raise it up, swing it over off the passenger side of the vehicle, and then with the hoist you can lower it down, and then just the reverse for getting it back up there. So we're gonna test and just make sure that we know what's going on and that we're being safe with it. Then we're gonna go ahead and get that spare up on the rack.
First, we gotta move this little dog that's sitting here, because if anything goes wrong, we need him to be out of the danger zone.
Pablo, you gotta get out of the danger zone.
We can hoist you up there, buddy.
How do you swing it over?
I don't know. Well, the tire's not gonna want to hang up. That's only for that little bit up here. Okay. We got the crane up there, did our tests, but it was late, and that was Sunday night. We've not been in the shop for 4 days. I gotta go get the tire, but it snowed a bunch and it's super cold. So I gotta get that in here just to get all the snow off of it. So let's go get it. Go under there. Oh, well, it's a little bit of snow. That's a good amount of snow, especially for us. There we go, it came right off. Any more, I wouldn't have been able to find it. Luckily, he just plowed, so this was a little bit easier than it would have been about a half hour ago. It's really cold. Oh. There it goes. Early workout, here we go, boys. That's what I'll do in the desert. I'll just take this off and do one of those tire flipping workouts. Kidding, I won't. Whew, well, I knocked most of the snow off of it. Man, that is cold. My hands are freezing. I'm gonna put it right here. I guess we gotta figure out a way to... We're gonna put a hole in here so the hook can get in here safely. That's the project right now.
Okay. What we are doing here is welding a bracket onto this little middle piece. What would you call this? This is the rim, and then there's something bolted inside the rim.
Originally, the spare tire spot on the truck, which is just behind the driver's seat there, this is kind of like, there's a keyhole. Basically, it's like a key that would lock it in, and that's what this is from. So I think this is original to the truck, because if you look at that spot, there's a slot in it, almost like a key going in, and that's how it would lock in. So
Interesting.
Might as well use what we already have here. We just needed a way to get a hook on it.
Now that we have that, it should be pretty easy to get it up on the roof. Famous last words.
Now we see how good your weld is that doesn't break midair.
My weld is really good.
I hope so.
We'll see how good your piece of angle is.
I hope so, yeah.
See how good that hole is that you drilled. Oh, my welds are fine. Fully.
Is it right where we want it?
This is a first. I've never done this before.
Yeah, kind of crazy. I think, honestly, that this plate should be flipped around. So then, when it's up here, it's upside down of what it is now, and it's closer. Then you don't need as long of a bolt.
So we got the tire up onto the roof. But once it was up there, we realized the plate inside the rim should be flipped. The way that it's positioned right now, they have to be huge, huge long bolts. And if we flip it, they'll only have to be a few inches. So we are going to practice taking it down off the roof, because why not? We need to be able to do that once we're traveling. We got it up there, so now let's take it down.
This truck came with a lot of little fun surprises, including this standard Army issued Unimog 1500L tool bag. How cool is that? These are all the wrenches for everything that's on the truck. Hypothetically, this is all you really need to fix anything that was original. We were just trying to get the lugs off, and I thought to myself, I bet in the tool bag there, we have the original perfect size one. Because it is metric. We got a 24 and a 27. We don't have metric that large. So that's awesome we have this right now. Hammer, pressure gauge, socket, all these fixed wrenches, giant Allen wrenches. How cool. This is all you would need to fix the truck in the field pretty much, as far as tools. You can try that. Probably need to hit it with a hammer.
What was that?
Put it back this way. It should be. Okay, there we go. So we welded some nuts onto a plate that is welded to the whole rack. That way we can just thread in a bolt. I'm putting a little bit of soap on it because I'm using a stainless steel one, and these like to get bound up sometimes. And you really don't want that to happen, especially with one this big, because you have to basically break it to get it out of there. With the nuts being welded into that plate, we really don't want to mess those up because that'd be a problem. So I put some soap on there. Hopefully they'll go through. And I'm just going to tighten these down. And this tire could go nowhere. I guess if we really wanted, we could put a strap over as well for extra insurance. But with these on here, we shouldn't have to worry about it. Finally, the tire is secured. The roof rack is done. The plan is to store this crane probably underneath the box somewhere. We might leave the mount just for convenience if we do get in a situation and you need to use that crane. You're probably going to be stressed out not wanting to having to bolt this in. We'll see though. Obviously it looks cooler without it. We're debating right now. But yeah, this bad boy's secured. Awesome thing is we can still open the gun hatch and get out of here. It's cool, but also functionality. It makes it a lot easier to operate the crane and get the tire in place and just get the crane in place than having to climb it all up the ladder. So we definitely wanted to leave that, so that's why we've skewed it a little bit. It's mostly centered, slightly skewed to driver's side. Shouldn't be an issue. But yeah, I mean, you can still jump out of here, so can't beat that. Really excited to finally get this done. This was a huge project. Big thanks to the massive Kevin power up on this one. Couldn't have done it without him. But yeah, it's up and good to go. We're interrupting this episode briefly to tell you about a new Patreon exclusive video series that's going to follow this build.
Patreon is our subscription only page, and for every episode of the build series, we'll be sitting down to watch and talk about all the different projects going on in the videos. So behind the scenes moments, more in-depth details. There's so much that goes into each one of these projects. There's no way that we could fit it all into one build episode. So that's why we're starting this commentary series, to give you a little bit more detail about what goes into each project. We're not under any delusions that we don't need to be prepared.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do with this truck. And it's a little bit nerve-wracking because in a lot of ways you don't know what you don't know.
No.
And you go out there and you learn it. So we're trying to be as prepared as we can come up with. This is a Patreon exclusive available to all of our Patreons, $5 and up. Patreon is a wonderful way to support your favorite creators.
So we'll see you over on Patreon, but now back to the episode. Here we go! Woohoo! Oh wait, I lost the wire. Just kidding. Here we go! Light bar.
Whoa!
And I'll just sit down here while the vehicle's driving to hold this wire in place.
You're doing great.
Yeah.
Just hold that.
This is probably the final setup right here.
Wow, look at that. So the light bar has this special keyed bit. It's an anti-theft thing so that nobody can pull it off of the truck. It's pretty cool that they have that.
Also, I'm going to electrify the whole outside of the vehicle, so if you try to go up there and steal it, you're going to get electrocuted.
It's very Mad Max of you. So it was up there. That's too high.
Maybe down a bit.
We have 3 more lights to install right now. 2 are these RP spots on the hood. And then we have our rear light bar. This is going on the back of the box, right on the top. So yesterday we glued 2 aluminum plates to the roof that kind of hang off the edge. I'm really happy that we did that yesterday, so it's fully dry and now we can just mount the light bar. Once we get these lights installed, Drew's gonna get them all wired and hooked up, and then it's time for the big reveal of all the work that we've been doing these last few weeks. Look at that.
We got sputters. If you need too much more, I guess you could tilt them more if you want.
Nice. These are the perfect lumens for a side spotter.
And I run this through the cab. Zip this up somewhere real nice. I can zip it right into that. Not sure where to put this mess of relays and stuff. I'm not sure what to do with all this stuff. Maybe over there. Don't want to be interfering with your pedals. We got all the lights wired in, the light bars, the RP spots, and the real nice thing is on the Unimog dash, there's all these spots for like accessories, and they all just had these covers in. I was able to pop them off, cut them out with the hole saw to fit these switches, and now I got all my switches right on the dash, which is really nice. Instead of having to add like a big rocker panel, I have all these already on here. I really like it. Diddle-a-doo. Diddle-a-doo, diddle-a-doo. Yeah, that's cool.
When we bought the Unimog, we noticed in the photos that it didn't have the classic Unimog 1300L emblem on the front of the cab. And that's kind of just a cool little trinket to have on your vehicle. Also, everyone's always asking, what is this thing? And this little plate tells you. So we contacted Atkinson and they had one laying around. They just threw it in the glove box for us. And I have some paint stripper. Paul did say that it's seen better days. I think it's in great condition. It just looks like it's been painted like 8 or 9 or 10 times. There's just a billion layers of paint on this thing. So I'm gonna strip all that old paint off and maybe we'll give it a new fresh coat and mount it on the front of the mug.
Damn, feeling lucky. Out above most streets, us two in these trees, diamonds on my feet, caught up in these talks, circling my head top. Should have been more cautious. Now I got what I wanted. Many I've been here before, made it out of 11 more. Like my frontal cortex, so I can't stop. I want it all. Listen up, I'm calling you. I need you to tell the truth. Remember when you wanted to. Remember that I said was you.
it's labeled.
Yeah.
We labeled our vehicle.
Yeah.
And everybody can stop asking us, what is that thing?
I'm sure that no one will ever ask us again.
No one will ever talk about it again.